everyone, it's Aureolin. We're back to another episode of Aureolin's Heartrate Gaming, and today we're getting a look at my time at Sandrock, which they have just released the demo for, and I wanted to do a video on introducing you to all of the villagers that we've met so far and going over some of their gift preferences. So I'll be doing it alphabetically, so if you're looking for someone in particular, that should make it a little easier to find them. I'm just going to give a brief intro to them and then go over some of their likes and dislikes that I have found so far. I'll also do some honorable mentions of a couple characters that we haven't fully met yet, and yeah, so enjoy. Alright, so the first person we're going to meet is Arayra. She is Sandrock's local artist. She runs the store called Ceramic Gate, where she sells her pottery that she makes. She moved here with her brother Arvio from Barnarock, and she likes things like facial cream, like skincare products, facial cream and sunscreen. She also likes sand rice and clay for her pottery. I haven't found anything that she loves yet, but we are very early in this, and of course all of these things are subject to change. She does seem to be a huge pacifist. She absolutely hates weapons. Any weapons that you give her, she hates it, and she also doesn't like any like old world tech like data disks and engines and things like that. So, Arayra. So next up we have Arayra's brother Arvio, and he is a bachelor. I think I forgot to mention that Arayra is a bachelorette, but yeah, so first bachelorette, first bachelor. Arvio, he runs By the Stairs General Store, and he's known as like the town charmer. But he likes things like fashionable pieces of jewelry. He loves the wolf tooth pendant, and he likes the bone necklace, and he also likes sunscreen and wooden storages, things that can help enhance his workshop, or his store, I guess I should say. He seems to like. He doesn't like basic stuff or things that he can't really sell in his store. Obvious things, you know, like sand and stone and grinding saws, things like that. But yeah, so Arvio. So next up we have is Burgus, and I believe Burgus is a member of the Church of Light, and he's a big like rule follower. He's the one who's going to come yell at you if you do something bad. He also is the one in charge of the water tower, so he's in charge of the water supply and who gets water and how much and when. He seems to like a lot of the like tomato-based dishes, like tomato beef brisket and tomato scrambled egg. He loves those. And then he also likes jerky and watering cans and fertilizer and seeds. So like he kind of is in charge of the church gardens also, I believe. So he likes having things like that to plant and take care of the gardens. He dislikes weapons because, I mean, obviously he's a promoter of peace. So he doesn't like weapons. And he also doesn't seem... one of the things I found that he doesn't like is lizard's tooths, so I'm guessing he doesn't like monster remains, things that like remind him of the monsters in the area. So Burgus. So next up we have Katori, and Katori is the one who runs the Golden Goose Entertainment business, and she also runs the museum. She kind of is like the entrepreneur, and she came from Atara. She seems to have some sort of complicated past. I'm interested to learn more about her, but she loves sunscreen, and she really likes bloodstone and ceramic bottles and topaz, so kind of like interesting things, and then things to, like, you know, as a woman, take care of her skin. She doesn't like weapons or tools, and she doesn't like any of the basic items, a lot of things that generally people don't really care if you give it to them, like wood and stone and plant fiber, things like that. She's more interested in intriguing things. So Katori. Okay, so next up we have is Cooper. Cooper is the owner of the Yakmel Ranch, and he really likes to like emphasize the point that he has like the largest Yakmel ranch in the area with the most Yakmel. I think he sees himself as a huge businessman and really well off for himself and everything, so he likes the finer things. He loves diamond and gold, and he also likes sweet and sour sandfish. He likes bark, which apparently is a good food source for the yakmel that he has. And he also likes the hardwood furniture, like hardwood bench and hardwood chairs. Um, one thing you need to know about him is he is illiterate. He cannot read, so he does not like it if you give him books. He does not like that at all. And he also doesn't like watering cans or fertilizer. I guess he feels that's below him. But yeah, so Cooper. So next up we have is Elsie, and Elsie is another bachelorette. She is Cooper's daughter. She helps run out at she helps out at the Yakmel Ranch. She kind of is like the shepherd of the Yakmel. She really loves fishing, so anything fishing related, I mean, something as basic as sandworms or a basic fishing trap, she likes those a lot. She also likes a lot of fish dishes like sweet and sour sandfish and steamed sandfish. Um, and she likes all books, so contrary to her father, she really enjoys reading, so she really likes books. Now, as far as what she dislikes is, I would say, like, she's a little bit of a tomboy, and she's tougher, and she doesn't like girly things. She doesn't like Yakmel dolls or facial cream or any jewelry. She actually hates jewelry. So don't give her jewelry. But yeah, so Elsie. So next up we have is Fang, and he is a bachelor. Fang is like the mysterious doctor of the village, and I find him really intriguing because he's kind of like the Native American living in a cowboy town, and I really hope that we get to like find out more of his story because it seems really interesting. And another thing about Fang is that he typically has his bird X do the talking for him, so he doesn't really talk a whole lot. So I find him really interesting. Fang likes wooden storage and alfalfa salad. He also likes all seeds, and he likes sand rice, the crop, and he seems to like interesting monster parts like the lizard tooth or snake saliva, things like that. I guess things that could be construed as medicinal. So yeah, those are things he likes. I haven't found anything he loves yet, but he likes those things. And he dislikes tools and weapons, and then some of the basic stuff like stone and ore and things like that. So yeah, this is Fang. I'm really interested in learning more about him. So next up is Grace. Grace is another bachelorette. She works at the Blue Moon Saloon, which is owned by Owen, and she is kind of the chef, even though everybody says that her food is not very good. So I'm not really sure how she got the position as chef at the saloon. But she seems really dedicated to her job. She likes anything that could kind of be like a cooking ingredient, so like meat and sandfish, potatoes and tomatoes, things like that. She also seems to like weapons and the silk scarf. But she is also a little bit tomboyish. She kind of not as hardcore as Elsie, but I think she really doesn't like sewing in particular is the impression I'm getting, because she doesn't like the Yakmel doll or rough cloth or wool cloth. So I'm thinking maybe she's had a bad history with trying sewing or something, and she really doesn't like that now. She also doesn't like facial cream, so some girly things like she doesn't really like. But yeah, so Grace. So next up we have is Heidi, and Heidi runs Construction Junction. She's kind of she is the design like engineer of the town, and she also writes for the town newspaper. She's kind of a busybody. Like she has her hand in a lot of different jobs. She's also Hugo's daughter and Vivi's granddaughter, and she has a really good relationship with Mayor Trudy and her daughter Jasmine. Heidi, she seems to love her job, and she seems to be a woman of fashion. Um, so she loves sunscreen and marble slabs. So it seems like she kind of likes items that you can make with your workshop that she can use in her job, but only the higher end ones. She also likes like nice jewelry, like the rainbow locket and the jade bracelet, and she likes wooden storage and the silk scarf and marble bricks. Things that she doesn't like some of the more basic items that you could find. She doesn't like bark or cactus spine or graphite. So, like, she wants items she can actually use in her business. So, Heidi. Next up, we have Hugo, and Hugo is Heidi's father, and he is the town blacksmith. As you would expect, he likes ore because he can use it. And the things that I've found that he loves is he loves furniture pieces. He loves like the square wooden table and the hardwood chair and the hardwood bench. As far as things he doesn't like, he does not like data disks or simple circuits. So I don't know if like he just doesn't like world tech very much, or if he just doesn't like the more complex parts of building like that. He just wants the nitty gritty. Hugo. So next up we have Jasmine, and she is Mayor Trudy's daughter, and she's currently the only child in the town, and she's very cute. I love her backpack. I think the thing that makes her the cutest is that she actually tries to be a really big helper and a really hard worker. She tries to do what she can even though she's so young. She loves gemstones, so I like to say that she likes sparkly things like fluorite and diamond and opal and topaz. She loves gemstones. She also she likes Yakmel dolls and all the books. She loves to read. She's always trying to learn more. Another reason I like her so much. As far as things she doesn't like, she does not like weapons. I mean, obviously she's a child, so she's probably aware that she shouldn't be having those. She also doesn't like the old world tech things like data disks and engines. So, Jasmine. Next up, we have Jensen. Jensen is probably one of the first people that you see or encounter in Sandrock. He is the train conductor, basically, and he has a true passion for vehicles and particularly trains. He seems to like all the tools. He likes feather dusters and the bronze pick hammers and the bronze axe, and he also has a passion for books. He likes all the books. And as far as what he doesn't like some of the basic stuff like stone, but he also doesn't like sand rice, the crop. Not sure what that's about yet. I haven't been able to delve too much deeper into testing that because of how much we're limited to. But this is Jensen. Up next is Justice. Justice is the leader of the Civil Corps here in Sandrock. If you might remember from my time at Portia, they also had a Civil Corps, and there's a Civil Corps here in Sandrock as well to keep the peace and protect the town from monsters. Justice is the leader. He loves spicy food, so like the seared green chili peppers, he loves that, and he loves some of the higher tiered weapons like bronze weapons. He loves those. He likes the medicines, specifically hemostat. He likes that, and he likes weapons and Yakmel milk. And as far as what he dislikes, the only thing I've found so far that he dislikes is the Yakmel doll, and I'm just assuming that's because it's kind of childish and he doesn't know what to do with it. But Justice seems like a really cool character. I'm excited to have him as the leader of the Civil Corps. So Justice. Next up we have is Mabel, and Mabel is Cooper's wife and Elsie's mom. She helps run the Yakmel Ranch store, and she's known as like very warm and welcoming, and you really get that impression from her when you meet her. I mean, she is like the sweetest little farm lady that you come to borrow eggs and milk. I mean, like, she's awesome. I really like Mabel. She loves the watering can and facial cream and sunscreen, and she likes fertilizer and seeds and the wind chimes and wool cloth. So she seems to like gardening, and I thought it was really cute, like when you give her the wind chime, she's like, oh, what a cute little contraption. And like, it's so sweet. And the only thing I found so far that she dislikes is stone. So I imagine, I mean, other than like obvious things like poo, but yeah, I mean, like, everybody's not gonna like poo. But yeah, she doesn't like stone. So I'm assuming like some of the really basic items, she's not really gonna appreciate getting those. But she likes and loves a lot of things, and she is a really warm character in this game. So I like Mabel. This is Mabel. Next up we have is Matilda, and Matilda is one of the leaders of the Church of Light. I think technically she is the leader of the Church of Light, but right now she is acting mayor while Trudy is away. So Matilda is kind of the mayor that you meet when you first arrive in Sandrock. She loves tea leaves and facial cream and sunscreen. She likes the watering can and all books and all seeds. She likes those. And the only thing I found that she dislikes is weapons. And being a member of the Church of Light, most of them don't like weapons because they don't like aggression or fighting. But yeah, Matilda seems like a really solid leader for Sandrock, so Matilda. Next up, we have Meon, and Meon is technically the first person you meet when you come to Sandrock. She's the one holding the sign with your name on it as you get off the train, so I'm sure you know who Meon is. So Meon is a bachelorette. She loves bronze pick hammers and pickaxe, like bronze tools. Loves those a lot. She likes getting things that she can use in her workshop, so like bronze bars and graphite. And she also likes seeds, all the seeds. So she's really focused on being a builder. Like, she wants to be a good builder. She has a lot of passion for it. As far as what she doesn't like, she does not like spicy foods. So the seared green chili pepper, she does not like that. And she doesn't seem to like a lot of the weapons, like the bronze weapons and most of the stone weapons. I want to say that she was okay with the daggers, the stone daggers anyway, but she doesn't seem to really like weapons. So, Meon. Next on the list is Miguel, and Miguel is he is another member of the Church of Light, and apparently he has really tight ties with Matilda. Like, they went through training and everything together. For some reason, Miguel comes off really sketchy to me. I feel like he has like ulterior motives, or like he's planning something, but that's just speculation. He could be totally a nice guy. I'm really not sure. But as far as what he likes data disks and simple circuits, which is one of the reasons I find him strange, because most Church of Light people do not really like that stuff. Maybe he likes it because he's going to destroy it. I don't know. But he also likes watering cans and fertilizers and seeds. So like most members of the Church of Light like to plant things and sort of like bring life back to the area. He also likes all books, and he likes potatoes in particular, and the square wooden table. I haven't found anything he loves. And as far as what he dislikes, the only things I found that he dislikes is weapons and ores. So, junk stuff that he can't use, and weapons. He's a Church of Light member, so that's pretty obvious. So, Miguel. Next up we have is Mort, and I'm really excited for Mort. Mort is the husband of Martel, and Martel is the founder of Sandrock. So Mort has lived in Sandrock like basically since its beginning, and he's this old man who lives on the outskirts of town in a house labeled the Graveyard Shack. It makes me feel like he's been forgotten about and just kind of pushed to the sidelines, and he gives off like this lonely vibe. So for me, like when everyone else is running into town to befriend their favorite bachelor or bachelorette, I'm gonna be befriending Mort because I think like he's so lonely, and I kind of hope he's gonna be a grumpy old man. I don't think he is, but I want to befriend Mort. He needs a friend, and people shouldn't forget about him. So Mort. But he loves some really simple stuff. He loves dried sand dates, and alfalfa salad, and steamed sandfish, and he likes bloodstones and opals and all books. And the only thing I found that he doesn't like is ores. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I want to hear more. I'm hoping maybe he'll give us some stories about like Sandrock's founding and things like that. But yeah, Mort. Next up we have is Owen, and Owen is a bachelor. I know you were hoping he was. He is. He honestly is probably going to be the easiest bachelor to woo because he loves and likes a lot of really simple stuff to get. He loves coffee beans and sand dates and tomatoes, which I'm assuming are like things he can use at his restaurant at the Blue Moon Saloon. Owen is the owner of Blue Moon Saloon. He's also very welcoming, and he's apparently lived in Sandrock for a good long time, so he has a lot of like history knowledge of Sandrock. He likes stone troughs and oregano, which you can just pick up off the ground next to your workshop. He likes tea leaves and sandfish and yak milk and ceramic bottles, all really basic, really easy stuff to get early on in the game. So he's going to be really easy to friend and get to know. He's been getting a lot of fan attention, and I mean, I can't blame him. I mean, I'm a little bit fanning over him as well. The fact that he has those little gray streaks right here, I love it. So, I mean, I'm gonna get to know him for sure, but yeah, the only things I found that he doesn't like are some of the basic things like ore and sand and stone. So, Owen is super easy to get along with. So, Owen. Next up, we have Pin. Pin is the self-proclaimed protector of Sandrock. He is the town's hero and the toughest man that ever lived, by his own words. But he loves the higher tier weapons, bronze weapons. He likes normal weapons, stone weapons, and things like that. And the only things I found that he dislikes is some of the basic items like sand, and he doesn't like the wind chimes. But yeah, Penn is an interesting character. I was a little surprised that he wasn't a bachelor. I kind of thought he would be, and it would be highly amusing if he was. But yeah, he's a character. So Penn. Okay, so the next one we have is Chi or Chi. I think it's technically pronounced Chi, but I like reading it Ki. Don't hate me if I got it wrong. So Chi likes tea leaves and engines and coffee beans. I was kind of surprised when I was doing gift testing on him. There were some things that I was like, oh, for sure, he's gonna like this. And then he didn't care about it. I mean, I really thought he would like getting data discs and things like that. And he does not. He only cares about tea leaves and engines and coffee beans. And I've found nothing that he loves yet. Perhaps some of the more complex craftable things he will like. But he dislikes a crud ton of stuff. I mean, he is a no nonsense, don't waste my time kind of dude, and he is a bachelor. And honestly, some of the little quotes on the commissions he gives are quite hilarious. I find them hilarious. But he doesn't like weapons. He claims my brain is my weapon, so he doesn't like getting weapons. He doesn't like any jewelry of any kind. He doesn't like sunscreen. He doesn't like facial cream. He hates getting basic or easy to obtain items. He doesn't like anything that you can just find. He hates getting bark and cactus leaves and cactus spines and plant fiber and potatoes and rice and sand dates. He hates all of it. He only wants things that have to do with his work and specifically like things that he will use or need. And apparently simple circuits and data disks don't fall into that category somehow. But yeah, I want to like him so badly, but he makes it hard. He's one you're gonna have to work for. So this is key. So next up we have is Rocky, and Rocky is the owner of the scrapyard. You'll probably be going to see him quite often to use his scrapyard to get lots of useful junk. The first time you meet him, he may come off a little scary and a little bit thuggish. I'm kind of surprised Rocky's not a bachelor, honestly. But he's not. But actually, he is not that hard to friend. He is a pretty basic dude. So things that he loves diamonds and fluorites specifically, and he loves bronze weapons. He likes tea leaves and sandfish and yakmel milk, stone troughs, ceramic bottles, and oregano. So several of those things are really easy to get, really easy to just run over to him, and he likes them. The only thing I've found that he doesn't like is ore, so probably some of the basic stuff like normal that most people don't like, he doesn't like. But yeah, so Rocky. So next up we have is Unsewer. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Now, Unsewer is a bit of an enigma. I wish he was a bachelor. He is not a bachelor. But he has a really big air of mystery. His description basically says that nobody knows what he did before joining the Civil Corps, and that he basically just follows Justice's lead, like he just does whatever he's told. But he is a member of the Civil Corps. Him and Justice are in the Civil Corps. So Unsewer is another protector of the town. Things that he likes all the medicines like hemostat and eye drops and strong medicine, and he likes weapons, like any weapons. I haven't found anything he loves, and I also have not found anything that he dislikes or hates. The reason I find him really suspicious is because even things that most people hate, he doesn't even have a very strong reaction to it. Like, even if he dislikes something, it's like less than everyone else that would dislike it. It's like he's trying really hard to not rub anybody wrong. And I want to like just call it now. I feel like he is a mole for Logan. Yeah, I totally feel like he's like the inside man for Logan's gang, and I really hope that's what it is. But I'm interested in getting to know Unsewer more. I would really love to know what his real story is and what's going on there. But Unsewer. Next up we have is Vivi. Vivi is Heidi's grandmother and Hugo's mother. And Vivi is also taking care of Jasmine while Trudy is away. And she's kind of known as like the town grandmother, and she's another one of those really welcoming, really nice ladies in the town. She runs the tailor shop, so you can buy clothing and tailoring items from her. She loves sweet and sour sandfish and steamed sandfish, and she likes the yakmel horn comb and the yakmel horn bracelet and silk scarf. So like nice accessories, she likes those. As far as what she doesn't like, she dislikes data disks and engines and tools and weapons and clay. So she doesn't like any of the old world tech stuff, and she doesn't like any of the tools or the weapons. She's not a big fan of those things. I think she's another like peace kind of person, doesn't like the old war stuff. But she still likes some pretty simple things. Like, it's not too difficult, and she seems to like fish dishes. So Vivi. Next we have X, which X is Fang's raven. X is the crass-talking bird who basically speaks for Fang when Fang decides he can't or doesn't want to speak to somebody. X is an enigma to me also. I have tried everything I can get my hands on, and he does not like or dislike or hate or love anything. I don't know if, like, maybe his preferences just haven't been fully implemented or designed yet, but I'm gonna find something. Like, I thought, oh, for sure he'll like, worms because he's a bird. Nope. Okay, then maybe he'll like gems because they're shiny, and a lot of birds are attracted to like shiny rocks. Nope. Nothing. Like, I don't know what else to try at this point, but you can friend him, so there's X. So next up is Yan. Yan is also one of the very first people you're going to meet in Sandrock. He is like the Builders Commission leader, self-appointed leader, and your supposed boss, but he's not really your boss. He just likes to think he's your boss. But he seems to like some high-end stuff. I think he fancies himself a fancy man. He likes, he also seems like he's kind of a passionate man, because the only things I have found that he responds differently to, he loves them. So he loves fluorite and diamond and bronze tools. He loves tomato scrambled egg and bronze weapons and tomato and egg soup, and he loves the wolf tooth pendant. Specifically, I haven't found anything he likes, and I haven't found anything that he dislikes or hates. So, yeah, I mean, if you can get a hold of some of those things or make them fairly easily, he might be really easy to friend. So, Yan is an interesting character. I'm curious how he's going to change after we manage to surpass him and everything, or if he's still going to hold his high and mighty position. But Yan. So last up on gift preferences characters is Zeke. Zeke runs the greenhouse in Sandrock, and it's way on the outskirts, and Zeke really seems to keep to himself. He is like always in the greenhouse, but he's responsible for all those crops and growing them and, providing food for the town, essentially. But Zeke seems awesome. I mean, he is like the dude you don't want to mess with, but it also seems like it'd be really hard to make him snap. But anytime your character's standing next to him, you're just like, oh, hi, sir. I mean, he's like a big dude. He's also a complete enigma. Everything I thought that he might like, he doesn't. He doesn't care. I have not found a single thing that he has loved, liked, disliked, or hated. I have no idea what he wants or what he's looking for. Being a farmer, I thought for sure he's gonna like fertilizer, or he's gonna like seeds or crops. No, all of it. He's just like, I don't care. Thanks. That's great, And again, I don't know if maybe his preferences just haven't been fully programmed yet, because we're still really early in the development of this game. But I don't know. Zeke, he's an enigma, so I hope I find something eventually, because I'd really like to friend Zeke. Okay, and then we have a few honorable mention characters. So first off, there's Mason, and you meet him at the very beginning of the game. He's the one that you're taking over the workshop for because he's leaving. I kind of get the feeling that he might end up coming back after, we expand and make Sandrock more successful. Mason might return. I hope anyway. But yeah, so Mason, and then there's also Pablo, which you see his barber shop. We haven't met him yet. He hasn't come Again, I'm sure once we develop Sandrock some more, Pablo will return and be our hairstylist. So there's Pablo. And then there's also Sandy, who Sandy is a camel that you can befriend right now. It's a camel that wanders around town, and she's wearing like an announcement get up. And I get the feeling that maybe she's gonna be like either a news broadcasting type thing, or maybe she'll have like warning sirens for dust storms or sandstorms or whatever. She kind of reminds me of an iBot from Fallout. But if you talk to her, you do improve your relationship with her. So Sandy is another character. And then last but not least, Logan. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters posted all over the place, and we get a sneak peek at him on the intro scene. He's like the known outlaw. I'm sure we're going to get to meet him at some point, and fingers crossed that he's a bachelor. Oh my gosh, please. But yeah, so Logan, the like outlaw bandit, apparently he used to live in Sandrock, and then something happened and they got kicked out, and now they live in the outskirts of Sandrock and have been causing trouble for Pin specifically. It sounds like he has a special vendetta against Logan. So yeah, that was all of the characters in Sandrock at this point, and all the gift preferences that I could find currently. I plan to post an updated video once the full game is released and, you know, we have all the characters and I can really get to testing a lot of gifts and stuff, and hopefully I'll be able to post an updated video. But for now, this is what I've got. So if you enjoyed, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. See ya!